All right, folks, welcome back to Hmongtain Channel Outdoor. We're gonna the other day we shoot some dove, and now we're gonna it's been clean, and we're gonna remove the meat and cook it. And there's two ways I'm gonna cook it today. As you can see, it's been cleaned pretty good. So I'm gonna one way is gonna cook it traditional, a Hmong way, and then I'm gonna use three or four just to cook it at the modern cuisine way, which is the breast, cook it with garlic, butter, and chai, and just the breast, and drip a little bit olive oil. Okay, so today I'm gonna show you how to remove the burr. As promised, we're gonna use everything. So we're gonna remove the head, and we're gonna use a we're gonna remove as much meat as we can from the burr. So first thing we do is remove the breast. As you can see, now the breast is out. See, nice breasts here. And then there are meat. Believe it or not, there are meat in this little leg here. There's quite a meat in here too. So what I like to do is I like to remove the meat as well. And it might seem small, but you got 12 birds, 13 birds, you will have enough meal. Here's the meat. We're going to chop the meat on as well. And here's the bone. Some people would chop the bone with it, but I like to put the bone in a pile because I cook the bone separately. That way, if we eat, anybody decide to eat, they don't get the bone stuck in the throat. And there are meat on the bone. And you know, one thing about bird about most bird, not all bird, but most bird, is that if you cook them long enough, the bone became very soft and brittle, and you can actually just, you know, with your bare teeth, you can just grind it. Here's the wing. You could throw the wings away, or you can remove the meat as well. There are meat. There are not much meat, but there are quite a few meat and flavor on the wing as well. See, here's meat. Here's more meat put together. And again, say the bone, put the bone in the pile. Meat. Here we go. There's more meat. And all this is just flavor. Some people actually chop all the bone mixed with the meat, but I don't. I prefer not to do that because some bones are more brittle than other, and some bone could, you know, it could be still haven't been cooked properly. It could be still be pretty sharp. So you see, so here I got a pile of meat, and over here I got a pile. Here I got a pile of bone, and over here I got a pile of meat. Now I'm going to show you how to chop it. So what we do is we take a, you know, a little bit sharper knife, and you just chop it. Just like anything else. I mean, you can grind it if you want. You have a grinder, but since I'm going to do it traditional way, I'm just going to chop it. And you don't want to chop it all the way. You just want to chop it not so fine, you still want it to be. You still have some grain on it. You still want to have some grain of meat on it. See? So here is the meat portion. Here's the bone portion. So you can see here it's the bone. Here's the meat, and you're gonna mix together. And then once I got all this bird done, we're gonna mix it all together with green herbs, onion, garlic, oregano, shallot, and ginger, and lemongrass. Those are very important. We're gonna mix all together, and we're gonna start up the barbecue grill with some chocolate in it. We're gonna wrap this in aluminum foil. Then we're gonna put it on top of the grill and let it set for a couple hours. And the bone here should become very, very soft and eatable. Believe it or not, most bones should become very soft because bird has very light bone. So here you go. That's how we chop it up, and I will show you how. Once all this bird got chopped up, I will show you guys how much meat we have. But minus the bone on one pile and then the meat on the other pile. Okay. So for some of the herbs that I use on this dish, it just happened that my loving wife have a nice little garden back here, and it is old saying that a Hmong house cannot be a Hmong house if they don't have lemongrass growing in the back. So here we have some lemongrass which I'm going to use, and then she grew some chili pepper. I picked the right one already, as you can see, some green chili pepper. And then one of the things that I picked from this for this dish is some of the beautiful, nice red pepper. They call it rat poop chili pepper in the Hmongtain because it's so tiny and they're about the size of a rat poop. Right here. And as you can see, she has some a little bit further over here. And I grew some oregano. I love oregano with trout and wild game. So I grew some oregano here, and then a little bit further on, over by the shade here, I have some rosemary. So that's what I'm going to be using on this dish, plus some of the. You know, everything's it's pretty cheap. We have sunny pretty much year round, so you can grow it if you want. It costs more to water it, to maintain it, than just buy from the store. So a lot of times we just did this as a hobby, but once in a while, you know, it became handy. So here's cilantro. You don't have to chop it fine, just chop it. Shallot. Excuse me. The smoke, I got the grill going, so the smoke is coming. Shallot. Here's the rosemary, and the oregano, which I picked from the garden. Green onion. Garlic. And some you probably wonder how much you use this, how much you use that. The way I cook, and people always ask me, hey, can you give me your recipe? And I don't know how to get in a recipe because I just grab whatever is available. Of course, there are some main ingredients you have to have. In this case here, you gotta have the garlic. If anything else, if worst came to worst, you're in a place where there's no garlic, you want to cook this dish here, you got to have the ginger and the lemongrass. Those are the two main ingredients. Anything else, it's after the fact. Here are some green herbs that I got from the store. I can't grow here. Our season is too short to grow there. Some people do, but we don't have it in the garden. And some people gotta measure a cup this, measure a cup that. You know, I don't measure. I just eyeball it and go with it. Okay, so here's some chili pepper that I picked. My white chili pepper. Chop it. It's pretty hot, so you put it according to taste. And this little one here, I just put it in there. I won't even chop it. I just put it there for decoration purposes. For good look. Ginger. This is one way of doing ginger. I like the ginger this way because you bite into it, you can have a splash of ginger in your mouth. That's one way to do it. Some people prefer the other method of hit it with the back of the hand and you make to a mash. Then you chop it. Some people prefer that method, but it's whatever. It's up to you, your preference. And again, here is the lemongrass. Again, you can chop it fine. You can eat it with it if you like. I'm not a fan of eating lemongrass. I like the flavor. The smell of it. And but as far as eating it, I'm not a fan of it. But for this purpose here, I will show you how to do it. There you have it. So you get some real nice lemongrass. Not finely chopped, so you want to be finely chopped. It doesn't have to be finely chopped, or nowadays they have it frozen in the store. You can go buy a bag of frozen chopped lemongrass in the store. Everything is the easy way now. You can see there's the meat and that's the bone, and the pile of bone is taller than the pile of meat, but they're both pretty much equal proportion. But if you're gonna put on a scale, the meat probably gonna outweigh the bone. That's pretty up here, also there. So you can see, and today my 2 grandbabies are nuts because I'm outside and they're inside, and they are crazy. So I didn't even have a chance to take the time to really debone the bird. If I take the time to debone the bird, it would be more meat and just less bone. Maybe by then you just throw the bone away. But I'm gonna, for the purpose of this video, I'm gonna do the bone and the meat mixed together. So this is how you do it. So the bone go in, the meat. So you mix the bone and meat together. Mix it well. And then when it's time to eat, you can separate the two. You can put some black pepper. And again, people will say, oh, how much this, how much that. Just eyeball it. As much as you like, or as little as you like. White pepper. Salt. Not too much salt. I'm not a fan of salt. You like a lot of salt, and all the herb chop, all mixed in here. Go in here. And then you just mix. Mix it well. There it is. The next step is going to be, back in the old country, they instead of aluminum foil, which they don't have, they use banana leaf or lotus leaf or bamboo jar. So you put it in here. And add a little bit of water because this process, because you want the bird to be tender and you want the meat to be fully cooked. Add a little bit of water, not like, depending on how long you want to cook. This process here, I like it to cook a little bit longer to tenderize the bone. So I'm gonna add a little bit more water.
Papa, he's a car TV stupid.
Okay. So you add water to each layer to prevent it from burning. And also, the water also, not only does it prevent burning, it also helps with the cooking process. You have to add steamer. So 3 layers. Here we go. And you just have to put it in a hot grill. You can put it in the oven, or you're at a campsite. You have your campfire going. You put out charcoal, put it on top of that, and in this process, my ancestor cooked. In this particular dish, you can cook fish, deer, turkey, pheasant, quail, pig, chicken. It's any type of meat can be cooked in this style. It just happens that this particular dish here, I use dove. And I cooked pigeon in this style before. I cook my favorite is fish. Yeah, I'm sure many of the Hmong people, their favorite is fish as well. So from here, you just go from here into the grill, and it's going to be in the oven for an hour to an hour 30 minutes, depending on how it cooks fast. It should be the cooking process itself should be done within 30 minutes. But usually we leave it there longer to soften the meat and to add more flavor to it. So here we go into the grill. Here it is. It's gonna be cooked, and every 20 minutes or so we will rotate the angle of the meat to match the heat of the charcoal, and that should be it. And then we will come back in about 20 minutes to check on it so it doesn't get burned. While this dish is cooking in the grill, I took 3 birds and I took out the breast. As you can see, real nice and tender here. And this dish is for those who say, oh, I gotta just only have the breast. So I'll show you how to grill, or not grill, but how to make one of my favorite dish. You use a little bit of rice cooking wine to marinate it. Soy sauce. White pepper. You don't have to use white or black pepper. I just like white pepper. Black pepper. I can't even announce the name. It's called Worcestershire sauce. You can use salt you want, not a lot of salt because all this ingredient has a lot of salt on it. There's a pinch of salt. You could use olive oil, but I prefer bacon oil. This is my own bacon oil. I've been saving it in a jar. Bacon fat, not bacon oil, bacon fat. And just marinate it. So we're gonna marinate this for about 20 minutes. So I just set in sauce here for 20 minutes, and then I'm gonna put it on not a grill. You can put a grill at this stage. After this stage, you can put it on the grill you want. It's up to you. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it in a pan. I'm gonna, grill it on the pan, and I'm gonna add, of course, ginger, oregano, and thyme, and chili pepper, and lemongrass on it, just to bring the aroma up. So here it is. This is what it looks like. Let it marinate for. I mean, you can make a lot. You can make a little. I mean, practically, I could fillet all those dove and make this dish and use the bone to make soup or a different dish. But I just have to do a little bit, 2 dishes to do with the dove. And here you have it. And then when I cook it, you're gonna see how it's gonna turn out to be. First dish, while the other dish is being cooked, other marinate for 20 minutes now. I'm gonna start cooking this dish here. As you can see, my grill is very hot. Lemongrass, chili pepper, ginger, and thyme and oregano. So what you want to do is you want to get the oil all for the heat, maybe a little bit hot. Just heat a little bit because the meat has been salt and pepper seasoned already. I don't need to season anything else. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna infuse the oil with all this flavor, and then all this flavor is gonna absorb into the meat, and that's our meat has been marinated for a good 20 minutes in the oven. We're gonna roll it. And dove or it's just like cooking steak. You don't want to overcook. And at the same time, you tend to overcook. You tend to be chewy. And one way to counter the chewiness of the dove is to marinate it longer. Perhaps like overnight. You have a lot. Say you have like 20 of this little baby bird here. I want to grow them. I will marinate them at least overnight before I start growing them the next morning. But since I only did 3 birds, and I prefer the chewiness anyway. Look like this. You can see the aroma. You can smell the aroma. The oregano, the chili pepper, the ginger, the lemongrass. It's all infused in here. Gotta reduce the heat a little bit. Don't overcook. Never overcook birds. Now you don't have to have the chili pepper. You don't want. That's just add flavor to it. Me, I like the color, and that's all. You know, the other thing is, you can always cook quail, pigeon, pheasant, chicken, and this style as well. But just with different species of animal or bird, you just have to cook it properly. But pigeon and dove, I think, and quail, you can cook it medium. But with pheasant and duck and goose and chicken, you have to cook it well done. Yeah. Ooh, you can smell it. You can smell it. I mean, I could do the whole pigeon this style as well. I could take the whole pigeon, flat it out, cook it from, clean it, gut it from the back like I did, flatten it, and brine the pigeon overnight. Clean the excess water off the next day. Salt and pepper, and put any spice on it, such as paprika, black pepper on it. And I can cook it this style, grill this style as well, either on the grill or on a pan. And it's done. Off you go. We're gonna plate it. Here you have it, the grill. You can see the grill, and I'm telling you, it's very tasty. All this decoration on it, but the bottom line is the bird. The bird is the main course, and we're gonna have a taste of it later on and see how good it is. Okay, so it's been cooking for almost an hour and a half, 2 hours now, so it's ready to be taken out and let it cool down. And then the last step we need to do is just serve. So we're gonna, as you can see, I kind of remove it away from the charcoal, so it's no longer direct heat. Maybe from here. You can see, you can hear it. It's cooked properly. Remove it, let it cool down over here. Let it cool down over here. They're gonna stay cool down for about a couple minutes. We don't want to be too cool, and then we're gonna eat it. Serve it. Okay, so here is the finished product. See, the meat is fully cooked. Everything's been cooked, all infused. Sticky rice, and that it's a classic Hmong meal. Okay, so and again, this is, you guys see the process where I get it done from the field, clean it, and cook it. First thing we're gonna do, we're gonna taste the grill. See, the medium cook. I'll just them pesky fly. Very, very good. Very tender. Here is the other meat. Close it. Cover it. Not here. Now, the traditional way to eat: sticky rice, the burr. Oh yeah. Traditional burr. Cook the traditional way. See what I'm talking about, the bone? See, even the bone fall out of the bone. So there's no need to worry about bone jabbing into people's mouth. Cheer. Oh. Follow up with some bitter cucumber or bitter melon. Cucumber. But again, the grill. So, with the duck, this is a different way of cooking it. I watched video eating and talking about my phone. They cook with bacon, they cook with this and cooking that. The majority of the people just take the breast from the bird, and the rest of the bird go away. I mean, you could, you want. There's no right or wrong way of doing it. But if you're gonna appreciate the whole bird from wing to, head to the whole bird, it's a different way of cooking it, and it all tastes good. And again, taste has a lot to do with preference. Preference of the person. What tastes good for me may not be taste good for you. So I certainly will not force people to say, hey, this is the only way to cook. I mean, shoot, this may be real good for somebody. I know a particular friend of mine, he would love this style. This may be questionable because his taste bud had never been adapted to this. My taste bud had been adapted to this since in the old country. My mom always cooked it that way. So, cheers. And then nice follow up with a glass of Guinness. I'll say, folks, so that's cooking two different styles from beginning to end. Don't forget to like my video. If you like it, subscribe it. Next, I'm going to show you how to cook a squirrel. And after that, we're going to have video on how to cook cooking quail in bamboo, sour bamboo shoot. Another traditional way. Amazingly, is that many of my children, and I'm sure many other children, are also losing this type of cooking style. And the reason why I was able to keep it up was because my mom to cook, and I like to cook. I cook for fun. I cook for myself. I prefer to cook for myself most of the time. So anyway, don't forget to like my video, subscribe, thumbs up, leave a comment below. Thank you.